Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl P still. This is a shout out to Boomplay. Boomplay is the realest. They have the best music on there. So please don't forget to go on Boomplay, get your soundtrack, get your playlist ready, and boom all the way.
Hi guys, we're here today with, you already know who she is, but in case you do not know, we're here today with the super eloquent, the beautiful ex-BBNaija housemate, Peace. Hello, Peace.
Hello.
How has it been? You've been out of the house for how many days now?
Sunday, today's Thursday.
Thursday, so 3 full days.
Yeah, exactly. 3 full
Okay,
days.
so 72 hours out of the BBNaija house. It's superstar you are. How has it
Thank
been?
you. Well, it's been amazing for the most part, but very, very stressful
Yeah, we
and
keep hearing
tasking.
that.
So yes, but I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Right. So just run us through the BBNaija experience. How has it been? How was it for you?
I mean, very well. The experience entirely is an amazing experience. I loved every single bit of staying in that house. However, it can mentally drain you. It can be mentally draining. You're literally shut from the entire world, and you have to concentrate on the people in front of you and the task. So definitely, at one point, your mental health is like at stake, I feel. But for me personally, I think I did I did so good. Like I didn't expect to be as strong as I was mentally and even physically. But in general, it was an amazing experience.
Okay, so you were one of the housemates that kept pushing, like you were pushing through, you were wrangling your way through, like you were slick, that's the word. And I'm sure you probably went into the house with some bucks, but you came out some millions richer. Right, give it up to you. And first head of house at that. How much do you have now? Like from BBNaija house, how much did you have in money?
I'm not certain, but it's certainly over 3 million. that I
Over
won.
3 million naira. Okay, that's a lot actually. Now let's talk about your relationships in the house, like
Okay.
your friendships. Were you in any entanglements?
No.
No. Why is that? Why?
It was intentional. I didn't want to do that actually. I didn't want to, be in any shit whatsoever. And I made it very clear to most of the people in the house that there's no chance for me being in any shit because I don't want to.
So it just felt like the guys there were just random people to you.
What? They were attractive, very attractive looking men.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a personal choice based on other things. I just didn't want to get in any shit in the house.
So which of the guys in the house was the most attractive?
There's no most attractive guy in the house for me,
Okay.
because there were a lot of them that were gallants for sure. But yeah, there's no most.
Okay.
There's not one I can pick.
Before Sammy got evicted, he said a lot about the fact that he knew that you were going to put him up for eviction because you guys, you and Nini, probably thought he nominated Aaron, and that's the reason why Aaron left. Oh, you didn't hear
Sammy?
that?
I'm just hearing this for the first time. Really?
Yeah,
I didn't put
really.
Sammy up.
Yeah, you didn't, but that was the impression he had, and he probably got that from you because, according to him, the vibe he was getting from you guys. Why did you think he probably felt like that?
Actually, now you're saying it, I know why he felt like that, because there was a particular task he had with Aaron, and Aaron wasn't satisfied with his approach towards their piece of art, because that was what it created. And he was being nonchalant about the work, and Aaron didn't just like how he acted regarding the entire task, and she was very outspoken about it as usual. And yeah, I spoke to him about it, but I wasn't mad at him. I just spoke to him about it because I cared for Sammy. So yeah, maybe he just thought that was the case, but honestly, it never went to my mind that Sammy put Aaron up. Like I ever lied to you.
Okay.
And I didn't have any intention.
Still on Sammy, there was one time that you kind of lashed out at him. Yeah,
Oh.
you guys. What was the task? You guys were painting stuff on the dining. He kept on going on and on about. Was it the fact that you were his side chick or something? You remember that?
I remember that dining thing. Actually, that was like the 100th time I was speaking to him about that particular scenario. Let me explain it.
Okay.
Sammy, basically, you know me, I'm gonna own it. I was flirtatious on the show, and that's just what it is. I was flirtatious on the show with every guy, you know.
Was that for a reason though? Were you flirting?
That's
with
because
them
I didn't
for-
want to isolate anyone. You know how it is. The moment you isolate someone and you're flirting with this person, they will say that's your shit.
Sheep,
And I
okay,
didn't
yeah.
want none of that, honestly. And I was just having a good time, to be honest. So he had said, Sammy had, he was vocal about how he felt about me from literally the second day we got into the house. And that was fine. That's all good. I like Sammy. Sammy's a sweet boy. However, he said doing things that I didn't like, and what I mean is he would want to be flirtatious with me behind Angel. And I'm just like, that's not how I roll. Everyone I flirt with, I do it in the open. I don't like secret things because then you start conceiving ideas from secret stuff, and I don't want Angel thinking I'm running. You know, I mean, I don't care because he would go for who he wants to go for, and she would go for it. You know, everyone knew how their relationship. I don't care, but don't think I'm a secret. Like, it's not even anything about being a side chick. None of that. It was more of whatever you want to do with me in the open. Like, what do you mean? There was a particular instance he ran to check if Angel was coming, and then he ran back.
Right.
And I'm just like, what is that? What do you think I am, or what do you think this is? It wasn't even a case of side chick bear.
Okay, so
No.
that was like, as a matter of fact, cut it moment for you.
No, I didn't cause anything.
No, like it was as a matter of fact. Don't do that with me.
Exactly, don't do that. Like, by all means, if you don't want to be flirtatious with me, I'm okay with it. Like, there's no hard feelings, actually. But if you're going to do it with me, do it with your chest. Like, let's do it in the open. Every other person, I was flirtatious with Emmanuel, even. I was flirtatious with everyone. And they do it in the open because everyone knows it's banter. It's just what it is. But the moment you start making it secret, then they will start putting seriousness in it. I don't want none of that.
Okay.
Or controversies now.
Okay, and you were one of the housemates that were very blunt with your emotions. Would I say, like the day Pere and Whitemoney had that issue, you literally went to Pere to tell him you don't do that to people. Yeah, like, is that how you are on a normal day, or you were just pissed at him?
That's me. Like, what you saw on the sheriff's piece outside, like, I felt like that was not a nice thing to do to anyone. Do you know what I mean? What I was certainly against was pushing him to apologize in the instance. Because if anyone, even if I was the wrongest man in the world, if you start pushing me right now, that's when I will even stand my ground. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, right.
You let people go back, reflect, and come back. But then, funny enough, that pissed me off. But what really pissed me off was the fact that he said everyone was afraid of him or intimidated by him, and I was just like, what do you think we all are, like, in this house? Like, you have to really, you don't rate us for you to actually be thinking like everyone is scared of you. That's crazy. So I'm very vocal, because if you'd know on the show, I actually was I even thought I was defensive towards Pere. That's because I just liked the guy. It wasn't really anything. I actually just liked the guy.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm going to take you back to week 1 now. When you were head of house, you picked Yusuf as your deputy. Was it because, why was Yusuf the choice for you?
It was a safe choice for me.
Oh.
Because we're just coming into the house with strangers. It was one of the people I got to know slightly, even if it was at the surface, but at least I got to know him, and I got to know Sammy. I was not speaking Sammy because I didn't want to have any fight with anybody about Kodula, no Kodula. I didn't want to Kodula anybody. And I knew the moment I explained it to Yusuf, he would understand, and that was why I picked him.
Okay. And after the head of house, seemed you guys grew apart somehow.
Really?
Or I'm asking you.
I was still, I don't know. The thing with Yusuf is, well, he had said he liked me, and I wasn't trying to do any of that. So I didn't want to lead anyone on thinking that I just gave everyone their space, really.
Okay.
I will speak to you when it's necessary.
Right, and I'm sure you probably have answered this question, the next question, 8,000 times, so I'm going to ask you again. Michael.
No, Michael's my guy.
Is your guy, it's just
My
the
G.
guy.
He's my G.
Is your G. So there was no sort of attraction, even on the surface.
Oh, there was. That's big cap, if I say. There were a lot of attractive men there. There was attraction with Michael. There was attraction with Cross. There was attraction with Sammy. It goes on, but
So if we had given it let's say 2 months, if you were, for example, on the show for 2 more months, do you think something would have grown from there?
no.
No.
I mean, if it was gonna grow, it was gonna grow from the start. Like,
Okay.
I was disciplined enough to know that there was nothing that was gonna come out from that, but I wasn't going to isolate the guy.
Okay, so
No
was
chance.
it the home training part of you now trying to suppress
Oh no, I
this,
have
or-
a sweet boy outside. Well, we're not dating, but there's a
Alright.
sweet. There's a.
Oh, really? You're not dating, but he's a sweet boy?
Well, we're dating now. We're dating now.
Okay, leave
Sorry.
it at that.
To be continued, but
To be
anyways.
continued.
Yeah, but minus that, like I wasn't gonna do that. Like Jackie B is my babe still, and the moment you start isolating people, it starts to look as if like there's actually something there. Imagine if I danced with everybody and flirt with everybody but
And
Michael,
Michael.
then it's like okay, there's something there. There's nothing there. Like he's a good-looking guy for a fact, an attractive one. So is Cross, of course, but then
So is Emmanuel.
so is Emmanuel. So is sad. Like they're all of them. But
They all look
you
great,
get the point.
right? So if there are, or is there any housemate, or are there any housemate that gave you this kind of vibe, like that made you, that you weren't really comfortable around?
I was comfortable around most people. Actually, I was comfortable around most people.
Okay, so if we would say rate from, there were 23 housemates in all, rate from
26.
26, right? So rate from 1 to 10, or 1 to 11, 12 to 26. Oh, my maths is bad, but let's just leave it at that. Who would you put at the base and who would be at the top?
At the top, we got Aaron Nini. Aaron and Nini at the top for sure. We have Jackie B at the top there. We have Sasuke at the top there. That was my child. Maria at the top there still. Those are the people I bonded with, in my opinion.
Right.
Michael, Sammy. At the bottom, I wasn't really close to Tiger or Queen,
Okay,
so I put them at the bottom.
put them at good. So when you were in the
I
house,
wasn't close to Emmanuel like that, actually.
all right, yeah. When you were in the house, who were those housemates that you felt were going to make it to the top 5?
Oh, in the house, I knew Liquor was making it to the top 5 for sure. I knew Liquor was there. I felt like Queen was going to be there. Clearly not. But I knew,
So clearly not really.
we've looked at the stats. It's not even based off anything. It's based on what I've
Is
seen.
there something you're not telling us?
No. I'm just saying, we've seen the stats, you guys. White Money and Liquor are the top of that list.
Okay.
But in the house, yeah, I knew Liquor was there. I knew White Money was there. The reason why I knew White Money was there, because every other person felt White Money was there. In the house, if you
Right.
notice,
Right.
everyone had that feeling. But yeah, Liquor was my number one choice in the house in terms of who would make it to the top, and for obvious reasons. So Liquor, White Money, based in the house, so these were my thoughts. Liquor, White Money. I wasn't sure about anyone else again, to be
Okay, so
honest.
it
Just those two.
you call White Money and Queen for you.
And
said-
Queen,
yeah,
and
you
Queen,
mentioned
yeah.
Queen. So let's talk about White Money now. Some of the housemates thought he had a strategy, and probably that's the reason why you felt, or you think he's going to be at the top. Do you really, are you among those that belong to that school of thought that White Money has a strategy that he brought into the house
Completely.
completely?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
So I felt like he did, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a strategy. As a matter of fact, if I'm going back in, maybe I would have a strategy.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having a strategy. He did, but my thing is, if you're going to have a strategy, make sure that it does not affect the next person negatively. And I don't think his strategy affects anyone negatively. As a matter of fact, his strategy is helping the house because we will starve to infinity. But if that's the strategy, but I feel he definitely did have a strategy.
All right. So does that mean Pere wasn't wrong at all?
He wasn't, but he was wrong for what he did because every other person has a strategy. Like, there are other people that have strategies. There's nowhere where it was written that you can't bring. As a matter of fact, I think they expect you to have a strategy coming into the house because they ask you these questions. They're like, do you have a strategy? What's your strategy on stage? So you're allowed to have a strategy, but for you to actually point it out to the people in the house and to the public view, you're kind of isolating him and creating some kind of, you're building things in people's head and you're not allowed to do that. That's just not fair because you might even have a strategy and nobody's calling you out like that. So it's not your place to do that. That's how I felt.
Okay, so now you're out of the house, a whole lot. Africa is literally waiting for you guys. What is the plan for you going
But we
forward?
have Borak, so that's my brand, that's my fashion brand. But I don't want to be saying fashion brand because it's more than fashion, but it will start with fashion. You get it's way more than fashion. Borak, that's BWRAQ official on Instagram. Yeah, so it's inclusive of so many. It's a contemporary fashion forward brand. It's inclusive of so many things with accessories, clothing, merch, bags, even homeware. There's so much in it. So we have that, and I'm obviously putting in so much effort to make sure that that actually grows to what the dream. I can see the picture. So it's just to pick the pieces and make it happen, and it's gonna get there. Just be patient, everyone.
Yeah.
Then I fell in love with music, you guys, in the house. I've always loved music my whole life.
So sorry, I have to cut it short. Did you know that you were quite a singer before you got into the house, or you realized that part of you in the house?
I mean, but whenever I sing, I get like compliments here and there. But I was never really certain about that side of, like, I would sing for my own self, not because I'm courageous enough to sing for the crowd, none of that. I wouldn't even do karaoke, but sometimes I would. But when I got into the house, what actually made me happy was the fact that I could freestyle. Was what really posted my ginger, and every other person was like, "Oh, you have a nice voice." Da, 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 da. I got so like
Comfortable.
I was ginger though, and I definitely will do something. Like I will improve my skill. I would learn so much about music, and I'll make sure that I pick it up eventually for a fact. So yeah, music is certainly something I'm looking into. Then, like I have experience in presenting. So prior to getting into the house, I've worked as a TV presenter. And, that's definitely a career path that I'm also going to be taking. I'm going to pursue it. Event hosting, red carpet hosting. I want to have my own TV show. As a matter of fact, I have things in line that, will be in the works very soon. And I can't wait for that. Yes, it's so interesting. But yeah, you're going to be looking out for me in the presenting world, acting, the entertainment world in general. But I'm putting my first foot forward would be the fashion brand, and pretty much any partnerships that come in the line. So wink to brands.
Right. So would you want to maybe freestyle for your fans?
I wish I could, but let me even tell you guys something. When I got into that house, first week I won head of house. I lost my voice up until now.
Really? But you were still singing, so maybe give your fans something.
What should I sing for you guys now?
Something.
Let me just say something. Do you know that public opinion is that you look like Simi?
I was going to say it. I was just going to end with that.
So there's even a picture of you and Michael together. I don't know.
Simi and
what
Adekunle
happened
Gold.
there, but you guys were together. And
You've not seen that picture?
I've seen it. That was the first picture
And
they showed me
then
once I came out of the show.
Sina comes into play. I don't know. I think they were inside the house when the video dropped. So maybe you.
Oh,
want to
Shiba.
go
Oh, see.
Yeah, Sina. The song is.
Oh, his name is Sina.
Okay.
The housemates love that song.
Right. So, okay, since public opinion has it that you look like Simi, and there's this picture of you and Adekunle Gold that trended for so long.
It's Michael now.
Sorry.
I'm dying.
Right. You and Michael that trended for so long, and really that picture ticks all the lines for Simi and Adekunle Gold. Maybe you would want to do something for us in that line.
I don't even know that song. Like, I know the song. I love the song. My favorite song, actually. One of my favorite. But I don't know the lyrics of the song. Shiba, oh, Shiba. Girl, you make me Shiba, oh, Shiba, oh, Shiba. Girl, you make me Shiba, oh. Never say never. Whatever.
Right. She's a nightingale. Okay, there we have it. Thank you so much for being with us today. Peace. You're such a sweetheart, and we look forward to seeing more and more.
I look forward to
of
being
you.
here.